look at this, a little Halloween treat bag. Oh, and a card too. Let's see what the card says. Oh, thinking of you. Isn't that sweet? Dear Grandma Kitty, this is for you. Love from your grandsons. Oh, those sweet little boys. They know that I love candy. I bet they saved some candy, some of their Halloween candy for me. I'll have to send them a thank you card. Ow! Oh my goodness. I can't believe they did that. How could they do that to me, those mischievous little boys? Oh, hello there. Welcome to Grandma Kitty's house, and I'm Grandma Kitty, of course. I was just looking at this little Halloween treat bag that my grandsons left for me, and naturally I assumed there was candy in there, but do you know what's in there? Worms. Oh, gross. Not gummy worms. No, gross, disgusting, live, squiggly worms. Oh, excuse me for a minute while I get rid of them. Oh, I hope they don't come out. I don't want them to crawl on my floor while I'm trying to read to you. That would really freak me out if I looked over and saw worms crawling on my floor. Hopefully they'll stay in the bag. But those mischievous little boys. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that reminds me. I was reading a story about a mischievous little possum. Yeah, and he liked to play pranks on his friends. I wonder if my grandsons read this book. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, well, here it is. It's called Possum Stew, and it's by Doug Cushman. I think you're going to like this story. Shall we read it together? Possum Stew by Doug Cushman. Old Possum was the most devilish critter in the swamp. Though never mean or spiteful, he was always on the lookout for a chance to play a joke or two on his fellow creatures. Sounds like he's a prankster. Well, one day, Old Possum woke up hungry. He walked down to the river and saw Gator and Bear fishing. Each one had a big basket of fresh caught fish at his feet. This gave Possum an idea. Hey, Gator, Possum said, catch anything? Sure did, said Gator, eyeing Possum carefully, but don't bother asking for a free meal. That's downright ungrateful, said Possum. I was just going to tell you that I saw a big old catfish heading this way. If I can scare him onto your fishing line and you catch him, maybe we could split him 50-50. I allow you're the trickiest critter in the swamp, said Gator. He smacked his lips. But if anyone can trick old catfish onto my line, it's you. So go ahead and earn your meal for once. Just wait for my signal and tug on your line, Possum said. Oh, what do you suppose he's up to? Old Possum swam to the other side of the river where Bear was. Now, don't you play any of your tricks on me today, said Bear as Possum approached. That's surely the sorriest greeting I ever heard, said Possum. And here I was coming to say I would trick old catfish onto your line. For sure, said Bear. Yum. I'll holler when I get old catfish hooked on your line, said Possum. Then you pull him in and we'll divide him up. Let's see what he's going to do. Possum slipped quietly into the water. He found the two fishing lines and tied them together. Then he climbed onto the bank and scurried up a tree. I got old catfish, he cried. Pull your line. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? Bear and Gator pulled their lines tight. They pulled and pulled, wondering how catfish got so strong. But they're really pulling on each other's line and they don't know it, huh? Gator gave his line one last hard tug. With a mighty splash, Bear tumbled into the river, pulling Gator in too. Possum was laughing so hard he could barely climb down the tree. He grabbed the two fish baskets and headed for home, saying, I never saw two dumber creatures than old Gator and old Bear. Oh, he tricked them, didn't he? Gator and Bear looked up to see Possum disappearing down the path with their fish. They were soaked to their skins and madder than a hound dog with a mouthful of porcupine quills. Something has to be done about that critter, Bear said. He's always pranking us with some joke or other. I got an idea that should take care of old Possum's devilment, said Gator. Uh-oh, sounds like they're going to prank him back. The next day, Gator knocked on Possum's door. You aren't going to beat me up or stomp on me after yesterday, are you? Possum said meekly. You aren't mad? That was a funny joke, said Gator. Bear and I thought it was grand. No, sir, I believe in letting bygones be bygones, but I need your help. Old Bear is not feeling good because he fell in with some water yesterday. I'm fixing some soup and I need some vegetables. Can you bring some turnips and carrots to Bear's house? Why, sure, Possum said, glad that Gator wasn't mad. I have some greens, too. I can throw them in the pot. Fine, said Gator. I'll meet you at Bear's. Possum bustled around his garden collecting food for Bear. He gathered some onions in a bushel basket along with turnips and carrots and greens, and he even threw in leftover fish bones and a jar of his mama's clingstone peaches. Then he headed down to Bear's house. When Possum arrived, Gator was boiling a big pot of water on the stove. Bear was in bed, covered up to his chin with a big blanket. "How are you feeling?" Possum asked Bear. "Not so good after falling into that cold water," Bear sniffled. He sounded awful. "You sure you're not mad?" Possum asked. "Folks will be folks," Bear said. "You can't change what can't be changed. You'll always be a little devil, Possum, and that's that." "You sure did look funny," Possum said. "Never saw anything funnier." "Soup's almost ready," said Gator from the stove. "What kind of soup are you making?" Possum asked. "Catfish soup?" "Nope," said Gator. "We never did catch the catfish, if you recall." Possum tried again. "Crawdad gumbo with carrots?" he asked. "Don't like crawdads," Gator said. "Taters and collards and long grain rice?" Possum asked, eyeing the pot. "Not that either," Gator said. "What is it then?" asked Possum, his nose almost in the pot. "Possum stew," Gator said quietly. Possum jumped so high his head hit the ceiling. He yelped and leapt out the window, and only a settling cloud of dust on the path showed he had run that way. "Ha!" cried Bear as he climbed out of bed. "Never saw anything funnier." Gator laughed. "You sure did a fine job acting sick. I almost believed it myself. He lit out of here so fast he forgot his basket. And we have a nice meal, thanks to Possum," Bear said. "Now, could you please pass the hush puppies?" Possum stayed clear of Gator and Bear after that. Just the mention of stew caused him to jump and look back over his shoulder. But old Possum didn't stop his devilment, 'cause folks will always be folks. Oh, wasn't that a cute story? Oh, he was a bit of a trickster, wasn't he? Yeah. Well, you know, my grandsons are a couple of tricksters too. Yeah, do you remember the time they left the whoopee cushion on my chair? Yeah, you know what a whoopee cushion sounds like, right? Yeah, and I sat on it. I thought maybe I needed to say excuse me or something, but it wasn't me. It was just the whoopee cushion. But, well, I thought I'd tell you a few things about possums. They're from the marsupial family. Oh, I just love that word, marsupial. I should have named my daughter Marsupial, and we could have called her Marcy. But other animals from the marsupial family are like kangaroo, koalas, wombat, wallabies, Tasmanian devils. Marsupial comes from a word that means pouch. And you know how kangaroos carry their babies in their pouch, but not all marsupials have pouches. Some carry pocketbooks or backpacks. You didn't believe me, did you? No, I'm just pranking you. Oh, but there's two types of possums. Oh, yeah, here, let me show you. There's the possum and there's the opossum. And the possum has a long furry tail like a squirrel, and the opossum has a bare tail, kind of like a rat. And they don't live too long, just maybe a year or two, except the Virginia opossum. And they live 4 years, yeah. So I don't know, maybe the air's fresher down in Virginia, I don't know. But they eat plants and fruits and frogs and insects, and sometimes they eat birds or eggs, yeah, whatever they can find. And you know, they could be good to have around your house because they eat cockroaches and slugs and mice and spiders and snakes. Yeah, I think maybe I should get some to keep around my house so they can get rid of the mice and the spiders and the snakes. Yeah, because I don't care so much for those little critters. Well, they're usually peaceful animals, and they don't typically attack people. If you get too close, they might hiss or growl at you to try to protect themselves. But when they feel threatened, you know what they usually do? They'll play dead, yeah, and they're pretty good at it too, yeah, they'll hang their tongues out and they won't blink their eyes at all, yeah, it must look kind of funny, don't you think? Yeah. Well, if you don't want them around your house, here's the secret. They have a good nose, yeah, so they are very sensitive to smell, and so you use something like ammonia or hot peppers, onions, garlic, and that would keep them away. I think some of those things would keep me away too, yeah, so they sleep during the day and then they come out at night, and they live in like hollowed out logs or burrows down in the ground. And so you do see pictures of them here. I'll show you the cover of the book. You do see pictures of them hanging by their tail, but that's not real common. They don't do that for very long because they don't have strong tails. I thought they used to sleep that way. You've seen them before like that, but their tails aren't very strong, so they can't hang that way for very long. No. So they are very good at climbing. They can climb walls and fences. They can climb right up the side of your house onto the roof and up into the trees. They've got sharp claws and long tails that help them to climb. So they can climb just about anything. So I guess that's about all I can tell you about possums. So now let's talk about pranksters. Do you know what a prankster is? That's someone who likes to play tricks. Yeah, they're usually mischievous people, like my grandchildren. Yeah, I mean, they don't mean any harm with the things they do. They're just doing it for laughs. Yeah, sometimes it's called practical jokes, but I don't know what's practical about a joke. No, I mean, sometimes they can be downright annoying, like when they leave whoopee cushions in your chair. Yeah, but most pranksters, they just like to have good, clean fun. You know, good, clean fun, that sounds like swimming, doesn't it? Because swimming is good exercise. It keeps you clean and there's lots of fun. But I don't think we're talking about swimming here. No. So a practical joke, it doesn't harm anyone. Like it doesn't hurt their feelings or do them physical harm, and it doesn't cause any property damage. So like if you did a mean or a rude joke, well, that wouldn't be good, clean fun because that could hurt someone's feeling. And if you break something, well, that would be damaging property, and that's not good, clean fun either. So, I don't know, my grandchildren, I've got to think of some good, clean, fun, practical joke that I could do on them that won't hurt their feelings or won't be disrespectful or won't cause any property damage or won't get me into trouble either. But it might be kind of challenging. I'm not very good at practical jokes. So, look, just what I need. Look, pranks and practical jokes. Oh my goodness, let's see what we have in here. Oh, how about put Mentos in their soda. Have you ever seen that before? Just watch AFV. It's on AFV all the time. Yeah, you put a Mento in the soda and then you put the cover on, and then when they take the cover off, it just, the soda just foams up and comes out everywhere. It's kind of like a volcano. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the time my son, his soda froze, and then when it thawed out, it didn't have a lot of flavor to it, so he put sugar in it. Yeah, it went off everywhere. Yeah, we were cleaning soda off the ceilings and the walls for weeks. Yeah, absolute weeks. Now, my grandchildren can make enough of a mess without that. Let's see. Mayonnaise in whoopie pies. I like this one. Yeah, a whoopie pie's got chocolate on the top and the bottom and sweet creamy frosting in the middle, but instead of putting the frosting in there, put mayonnaise. Oh, I like that one. That's a possibility. Oh, put salt in cookies instead of sugar. Oh, we did this once. Yeah, I was in 4-H when I was a kid, and we went to a state fair and we made donuts, and we just put our ingredients in cans, and salt and sugar, they look a lot alike, and one of the girls put a cup of salt in instead of sugar. They were not very good donuts. No, I think I'll skip this one. Oh, this one's kind of cute. Brownies. Tell them you made them brownies and get a pan and put a cover on it, and then when they open it up, they'll find nothing but a bunch of brownies. I like that one. Oh, a caramel onion. Oh, this is kind of like a candy apple, only you use an onion instead of an apple. Yeah, so when they bite into it, they'll think they're biting into a nice sweet apple, and it's an onion. Ooh, that might be a good one. Oh, a fake cake. Oh, I've done this one before too. Yeah, you take something like a sponge or a foam block and you frost it so it looks like a nice sweet cake, and then they try to cut into it and they can't. Yeah, I had a boss, he liked to play tennis, and so I made him a cake shaped like a tennis racket, and I took a real tennis ball and frosted it and told him it was a cupcake, and I asked him to cut the cupcake in half for me. He couldn't do it because it was really a tennis ball. It was funny. What's that? Did I get fired? Oh no, thank goodness he had a good sense of humor. Yeah. Oh, a fake spider or snake. Oh, yeah, so hang like a fake spider in their room, or take a fake rubber snake and tie fish line on it and drag it through the room. I think I'll skip that one. I don't like spiders or snakes. Oh, this is it. I think this is the perfect prank. Oh, Oreo toothpaste cookies. You take the Oreo cookies and scrape the creamy filling out and put toothpaste in the middle and put them back together. Oh, I love it. This one takes the prize. I mean, not only will it be a great prank, but it might help keep their teeth clean because it's got toothpaste in the middle. Oh, this is it. I'm going to do the Oreo toothpaste cookies. Oh, all right. Well, I think it's time for us to move on to Move and Groove. Yeah, so today I brought I Will Not Be Afraid. Yeah, and I think that's a good song because, my grandsons, they like to play pranks on me, but I don't really need to be afraid because they're not usually bad pranks. They're just silly pranks. So remember that our hearts were made to be, and it That makes them happy when we're moving and grooving. So hop up off that couch and get ready to join me. All right, let's see what we have here. Here we go.
I will not be afraid of the troubles out there, night and day. No, I will not miss my play fear. 'Cause God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. I will not be afraid of troubles out there, night and day. No, I will not miss my play fear. God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here.
How you doing? You doing good?
I don't need to worry, 'cause my God takes care of me. He gives me life, He gives me breath, yeah, everything I need. But He's got all the power, and His power sees me through. He always does exactly what He says He's gonna do. What He says He's gonna do. I will not be afraid of troubles out there, night and day. I will not miss my play fear. 'Cause God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. No, I will not be afraid of troubles out there, night and day. I will not miss my play fear. God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here.
All right, how did you do? Did you get up and move and groove? All right, I like the part that says that troubles out there night and day, because that's my grandchildren. Oh, they are mischievous little boys, but oh, they just mean the world to me. All right, so let's check our bee bag. And remember, our bee bag are the things we want to be. So let's see what we have here. Oh, we've done this one before. Oh, look, it says be silly. Oh, I like to be silly, don't you? Yeah, yeah. Did you know there's two definitions of silly? One is to not use common sense, to be foolish or ridiculous. Like some people might say that was a silly mistake, and that might mean being careless and not paying attention to what you're doing. And that's not the kind of silly we want to be, is it? No, no. The other definition is amusing, funny, or playful, and that's the better type of silly, isn't it? Yeah. So if someone calls you a silly Sally or a silly goose, it just means you're playful or funny. Yeah. So did you know silly comes from an old English word that means blessed or lucky or happy? Oh, I like all those words, don't you? That's the kind of silly that I want to be. Yeah. So, the kind of fun, the silly that's fun makes you laugh. Yeah. And laughter is a good thing. Do you know what they say about laughter? They say laughter is the best medicine. And you know what? It's better than medicine because it's natural, and it helps you to feel good. It helps your body to heal, and it makes you feel better when you're feeling down and sad and discouraged. Yeah. So I thought that we could be silly for a few minutes. All right. I brought some funny jokes, and these are in books that are written by Chantel Grace. Okay. So let's read some of them and see. This one is Best Jokes Ever. This is by Chantel Grace. So let's see. Why was the math book sad? Because it had too many problems. Why were the teacher's eyes crossed? She couldn't control her pupils. That's funny, huh? And why did the boy eat his homework? Because his teacher told him it was a piece of cake. I bet it didn't taste too good, huh? Oh, why couldn't the pirate play cards? Because he was sitting on the deck. Oh, let's see here. Oh, this one, my granddaughter would like this one. What's black and white, and black and white? A panda bear rolling down the hill. Yeah, she loves panda bears. Oh, what do you get if you cross a cocker spaniel, a poodle, and a rooster? A cocker-poodle-doo. Oh, these are silly, aren't they? Oh, let's see what else we have here. Oh, why did the king go to the dentist? To get his teeth crowned. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, what did the judge say when the skunk walked into the courtroom? Odor in the court. I bet it did. I bet it was odorous. Why did the picture go to jail? Because it was framed. And what 4 letters will frighten a burglar? Oh, I see you. They don't want to be seen, huh? All right, let's do a few more over here in this book. This is literally Best Jokes Ever, and this is also by Chantel Grace. So let's see what we have here. All right, let's see. I wondered why the ball kept getting bigger. Then it hit me. The ball comes close to you, it gets bigger, and then it hit him. Yeah. All right. Oh, I like this one. To the guy who invented zero, thanks for nothing. I really wanted camouflage socks, but I couldn't find any. Because you can't find camo, right? It's supposed to blend in. I couldn't work out how to fasten my seatbelt, and then it clicked. Learning how to collect trash wasn't hard. I just picked it up as I went along. All right, we'll do a few more here. Oh, what do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire bat? Frostbite. What do you call a pig who knows karate? Pork chop. And what do you call a cow that twitches? Beef jerky. Aren't those funny? I like that. Yeah. So, silly can be fun, and it's good, clean fun. But remember, here, let me just remind you that silly has rules. No hurting people and no damaging property, all right? Oh, and I have a poem for you, and this is from Grandma Kitty's Coloring Book of Poetry. Grandma Kitty's Book of Poetry. I must have written that, huh? All right, it says, let's be silly. I like to be silly, but follow the rules, because if I'm not nice, then it wouldn't be cool. Silly means laughter, and silly means fun, but silly can never, ever hurt anyone. It can't be destructive or break anything, because if it does, then that would be mean. So follow the rules while at silly play, so all will have fun and enjoy their day. Oh, so let's be silly. Yeah, but remember that silly is good, clean fun. It doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, and it doesn't damage any property. So I'm going to be silly, and I'm going to go get some Oreo cookies and toothpaste, and I'm going to make some special toothpaste flavored cookies for my grandsons. Oh, I mean, after all, one good prank deserves another, right? Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, well, I think that's about it for us today. I got to go get rid of my worms and get my cookies. So you take care. Yeah, you stay healthy, safe, and happy. And Grandma Kitty will see you next time. Bye-bye.